November 22nd, 1963. A date etched in history, marking the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in Dallas, Texas. Officially, Lee Harvey Oswald was named the lone gunman. But for decades, questions and theories have swirled, suggesting a much larger conspiracy. Join us as we explore the mysteries and controversies surrounding the JFK assassination. On November 22, 1963, the streets of Dallas, Texas, were alive with anticipation. Crowds lined the streets, eager to catch a glimpse of President John F. Kennedy, who was visiting the city as part of a political tour. The weather was clear, the mood was festive, and the president, riding in an open-top limousine, waved to the cheering spectators. However, what began as a day of celebration quickly turned into one of the most tragic and shocking moments in American history. As President Kennedy's motorcade made its way through Dealey Plaza, 3 shots rang out. The first missed, the second struck President Kennedy in the neck, and the third was fatal, hitting him in the head. The scene was chaotic. First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy, by his side, tried to help her husband, while Secret Service agents and onlookers were stunned and horrified. Within minutes, Kennedy was rushed to Parkland Memorial Hospital, where doctors worked desperately to save him, but their efforts were in vain. At 1 p.m., John F. Kennedy was pronounced dead, and Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson was sworn in as president aboard Air Force One later that day. The immediate aftermath of the assassination was marked by confusion, grief, and an urgent need for answers. The nation mourned the loss of a charismatic leader who had inspired hope and promised a new era of American progress. The shockwave of Kennedy's death was felt around the world, and for many, it marked the end of an era of innocence and optimism. Amidst the chaos, law enforcement agencies quickly began their investigation. Attention soon focused on a 6-story building along the motorcade route, the Texas School Book Depository. From a window on the 6th floor, police found a sniper's nest made from boxes and 3 spent shell casings. Shortly after the assassination, a rifle was discovered hidden among the boxes. The weapon was identified as a Mannlicher Carcano rifle, and it was soon traced to an employee of the depository, Lee Harvey Oswald. Oswald, a former Marini who had spent time in the Soviet Union and expressed Marxist beliefs, was apprehended within hours of the assassination. He was initially arrested for the murder of Dallas police officer J.D. Tippit, who had been shot and killed about 45 minutes after Kennedy's assassination. Oswald was soon charged with the president's murder as well. However, he consistently denied any involvement, famously declaring, "I'm just a patsy." 2 days after the assassination, as Oswald was being transferred from the city jail to the county jail, he was shot and killed by Jack Ruby, a local nightclub owner, in front of live television cameras. Ruby's actions further fueled suspicions and conspiracy theories, as it seemed to many that Oswald had been silenced before he could reveal any potential co-conspirators or motivations. In the wake of these events, President Johnson established the Warren Commission, chaired by Chief Justice Earl Warren, to investigate the assassination. The commission aimed to provide a thorough and definitive account of what had happened, and to quell the rampant speculation and rumors that were already spreading. Over the course of 10 months, the commission reviewed evidence, interviewed witnesses, and sought to piece together a comprehensive narrative of the assassination. In September 1964, the Warren Commission released its report, concluding that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in assassinating President Kennedy. The report stated that Oswald fired 3 shots from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository, and that the fatal shot struck Kennedy in the head. The commission found no credible evidence of a conspiracy involving Oswald or any other individuals or groups. The Warren report also addressed the question of Jack Ruby's motives, concluding that Ruby acted alone and impulsively, driven by grief and anger over Kennedy's death and a desire to spare Jacqueline Kennedy the ordeal of a trial for her husband's accused assassin. Despite these findings, the report did not quell public skepticism. Many found it difficult to believe that such a momentous and tragic event could be the work of a single individual acting alone. Critics of the Warren Commission pointed to various aspects of the investigation that they believed were incomplete or flawed. They questioned the trajectory of the bullets, the timing of the shots, and the possibility of a second shooter. These doubts were exacerbated by the hurried nature of Oswald's death and Ruby's apparent access to him in police custody, which seemed to indicate deeper connections and potential cover-ups. The magic bullet theory, which was a central component of the Warren Report's explanation, became a particular focus of controversy. According to the commission, a single bullet struck both Kennedy and Texas Governor John Connally, causing multiple wounds. Skeptics argued that the trajectory and damage caused by the bullet were implausible, suggesting instead that multiple shooters were involved. This theory was bolstered by eyewitness accounts and amateur analyses, including the famous Zapruder film, which captured the assassination in real time. Over the years, numerous other theories emerged, each proposing different motives and perpetrators behind the assassination. Some suggested involvement by the Mafia, who were allegedly threatened by Kennedy's and his brother Robert Kennedy's efforts to crack down on organized crime. Others posited that the CIA orchestrated the assassination in response to Kennedy's perceived lack of support for covert operations, such as the failed Bay of Pigs invasion and his attempts to thaw relations with the Soviet Union. The involvement of the military-industrial complex was another theory, based on Kennedy's steps towards de-escalating the Cold War, including his speech at American University calling for peace and his intent to withdraw from Vietnam. Some believed that powerful interests within the military and defense industries saw Kennedy as a threat to their agenda and conspired to remove him. In addition to these theories, there were claims that Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson himself played a role in the assassination. Proponents of this theory argued that Johnson stood to gain the most from Kennedy's death, citing his alleged political ambitions and possible connections to corrupt individuals who might have had a stake in Kennedy's removal. The release of the House Select Committee on Assassinations (HSCCA) report in 1979 further fueled conspiracy theories. The HSCCA concluded that while Oswald fired the shots that killed Kennedy, there was a high probability that a second shooter was involved, suggesting a conspiracy. This conclusion was based in part on acoustic evidence from a police motorcycle radio recording, which some experts interpreted as indicating multiple gunshots from different locations. However, other analysts later discredited this evidence, leaving the debate unresolved. Despite numerous investigations, documentaries, and books on the subject, the Kennedy assassination remains a fertile ground for conspiracy theories. Each new piece of evidence or reinterpretation of existing evidence seems to generate more questions than answers. The complexity of the case, the tragic loss of a beloved president, and the dramatic events surrounding the assassination and its aftermath ensure that interest in the Kennedy assassination will likely never fade. As we explore the various conspiracy theories surrounding JFK's assassination, it is important to approach the subject with a critical eye and a respect for the historical context. While seeking simple explanations for complex events is human nature, the truth is often more nuanced and multifaceted. By examining the evidence and considering multiple perspectives, we can better understand one of the most significant and contested moments in American history. In the following chapters, we will delve into the birth of the conspiracy theories, analyze key theories and their proponents, and explore the role of the Zapruder film, government and media involvement, and scientific and forensic analysis in shaping our understanding of the assassination. Through this journey, we aim to shed light on the enduring mysteries and controversies that continue to surround the tragic death of President John F. Kennedy. Despite the Warren Commission's efforts to provide a comprehensive and definitive account of President Kennedy's assassination, doubts and suspicions began to emerge almost immediately after the release of their report. The nature of the assassination, the swift capture and subsequent murder of Lee Harvey Oswald, and the various inconsistencies and unanswered questions in the official narrative all contributed to the birth of numerous conspiracy theories. In the immediate aftermath of the assassination, the American public was in shock. The nation had lost a charismatic and hopeful leader in a brutal and public manner. The rapid pace of events following the assassination added to the sense of confusion and uncertainty. Oswald, who was captured within hours of the shooting, was killed just 2 days later while in police custody. This prevented any chance of a public trial where evidence could be thoroughly examined and Oswald could provide his version of events. Jack Ruby, Oswald's assassin, claimed he acted out of anger and a desire to spare Jacqueline Kennedy the pain of a trial, but his actions only served to deepen the mystery and fuel further speculation. One of the earliest and most influential voices in questioning the official account was New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison. In the late 1960s, Garrison launched an investigation into the assassination, convinced that there had been a conspiracy involving individuals in New Orleans. His investigation led to the arrest and trial of local businessman Clay Shaw, who was accused of conspiring to kill Kennedy. However, Shaw was acquitted, and many of Garrison's claims were dismissed as speculative and lacking credible evidence. Despite this, Garrison's efforts brought significant attention to the idea that the assassination was the result of a larger conspiracy, and his investigation was later dramatized in Oliver Stone's 1991 film, JFK. The Zapruder film, which captured the assassination in real time, became a focal point for conspiracy theorists. The film, shot by Abraham Zapruder, showed the fatal shot striking Kennedy's head, causing a violent backward motion. This seemed to contradict the official narrative that Oswald, positioned behind Kennedy, fired the shots. Critics argued that the backward motion indicated a shot from the front, suggesting the presence of a second shooter on the grassy knoll, a small hill in Dealey Plaza. Witnesses at the scene reported hearing shots from this area, further fueling the theory of multiple gunmen. The magic bullet theory, a central component of the Warren Commission's findings, also came under intense scrutiny. According to the commission, a single bullet struck both Kennedy and Texas Governor John Connally, who was sitting in front of Kennedy. This bullet, referred to as CE-399, supposedly caused multiple wounds in both men, including Kennedy's neck wound and Connally's chest, wrist, and thigh injuries. Skeptics argued that the trajectory and damage caused by the bullet were implausible, leading to the nickname Magic Bullet. They contended that the injuries could not have been caused by a single bullet, suggesting instead that multiple shooters were involved. Books, articles, and documentaries emerged, presenting various theories and interpretations of the events in Dealey Plaza. Mark Lane's Rush to Judgment, published in 1966, was one of the first major works to challenge the Warren Commission's conclusions. Lane meticulously examined the evidence and pointed out numerous inconsistencies and unanswered questions, arguing that Oswald could not have acted alone. His work inspired other researchers and writers to delve into the assassination, each presenting their theories and findings. In 1967, journalist Sylvia Meagher published Accessories After the Fact, a detailed critique of the Warren Report. Meagher's work highlighted the inconsistencies and gaps in the Commission's investigation and argued that the evidence pointed to a conspiracy. Her book became a cornerstone for researchers and conspiracy theorists, providing a well-documented case against the official narrative. Another influential figure was Jim Marrs, whose 1989 book, Crossfire: The Plot That Killed Kennedy, compiled various conspiracy theories and evidence suggesting a broader plot. Marrs' work was notable for its extensive research and comprehensive approach, examining the roles of different groups, including the Mafia, the CIA, anti-Castro Cuban exiles, and even elements within the U.S. government. Crossfire was later used as a source for Oliver Stone's film JFK, which brought the conspiracy theories to a wider audience and reignited public interest in the case. The House Select Committee on Assassinations, HSCA, established in 1976, conducted a reinvestigation of the Kennedy assassination. In its 1979 report, the HSCA concluded that while Oswald fired the shots that killed Kennedy, there was a high probability of a second gunman based on acoustic evidence from a police motorcycle radio recording. This finding suggested a conspiracy, although the acoustic evidence was later discredited by other analysts. Despite the HSCA's conclusions, their report did not resolve the controversy and left many questions unanswered. Various groups and individuals were frequently cited as potential conspirators. The Mafia, which had significant influence and resources, was often mentioned due to the Kennedy administration's efforts to crack down on organized crime. Some theorists believed that Mafia bosses, angered by the administration's actions, orchestrated the assassination as retaliation. The CIA was another organization frequently implicated in conspiracy theories. Kennedy's administration had a contentious relationship with the CIA, particularly following the failed Bay of Pigs invasion and Kennedy's subsequent efforts to limit the agency's power. Some theories posited that rogue elements within the CIA, feeling threatened by Kennedy's policies and his moves towards peace with the Soviet Union, decided to eliminate him. Anti-Castro Cuban exiles, who felt betrayed by Kennedy after the Bay of Pigs invasion, were also considered potential conspirators. These exiles had strong connections to both the Mafia and the CIA and were deeply opposed to Kennedy's approach towards Cuba and Fidel Castro. Theorists suggested that these groups, feeling abandoned by the U.S. government, might have conspired to kill Kennedy in the hopes of sparking a more aggressive U.S. policy towards Cuba. Another theory involved Lyndon B. Johnson, Kennedy's vice president, who ascended to the presidency after the assassination. Some theorists argued that Johnson had the most to gain from Kennedy's death and suggested that he might have been involved in the conspiracy. These claims were based on alleged political ambitions and supposed connections to corrupt individuals who might have had a stake in Kennedy's removal. The release of numerous documents over the years, including those from the Warren Commission and the HSCA, has provided a wealth of information for researchers and conspiracy theorists alike. These documents have been scrutinized for inconsistencies, gaps, and potential evidence of a cover-up. The JFK Records Act of 1992 mandated the release of additional documents, further fueling the ongoing investigation and speculation. Despite these releases, many key documents remain classified, leading to continued calls for transparency and the complete declassification of all assassination-related records. The rise of the internet and digital media has also played a significant role in the proliferation of conspiracy theories. Online forums, social media platforms, and dedicated websites provide spaces for individuals to share their theories, research, and findings. This digital age has democratized access to information and allowed for the rapid spread of ideas, but it has also made it easier for misinformation and unverified claims to gain traction. The JFK assassination remains one of the most extensively studied and debated events in modern history. Each new piece of evidence or reinterpretation of existing evidence seems to generate more questions than answers. The complexity of the case, the tragic loss of a beloved president, and the dramatic events surrounding the assassination and its aftermath ensure that interest in the Kennedy assassination will likely never fade. As we continue to explore the various conspiracy theories, it is essential to approach the subject with a critical eye and a respect for the historical context. While it is human nature to seek simple explanations for complex events, the truth is often more nuanced and multifaceted. In the chapters that follow, we will delve deeper into the key conspiracy theories, analyze the role of the Zapruder film, examine government and media involvement, and explore scientific and forensic analyses that have shaped our understanding of the assassination. Through this journey, we aim to shed light on the enduring mysteries and controversies that continue to surround the tragic death of President John F. Kennedy. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy has generated a plethora of conspiracy theories, each presenting different motives and actors believed to be involved in the tragic event. These theories stem from various pieces of evidence, witness testimonies, and perceived inconsistencies in the official narrative provided by the Warren Commission. In this chapter, we will explore the most prominent conspiracy theories surrounding JFK's assassination, examining the key claims, evidence, and figures associated with each theory. One of the most famous and enduring conspiracy theories is the magic bullet theory. According to the Warren Commission, a single bullet, known as Commission Exhibit 399, CE 399, struck both President Kennedy and Texas Governor John Connally, causing multiple wounds. This bullet allegedly entered Kennedy's back, exited through his throat, and then struck Connally, causing injuries to his chest, wrist, and thigh. Skeptics argue that the trajectory and damage caused by this bullet are implausible, leading to the nickname Magic Bullet. They contend that the injuries could not have been caused by a single bullet, suggesting instead that multiple shooters were involved. This theory is often supported by analysis of the Zapruder film, which some interpret as showing evidence of shots from multiple directions. Another key theory involves the grassy knoll, a small hill in Dealey Plaza. Witnesses reported hearing shots and seeing a puff of smoke from this area, suggesting a second shooter. The idea of a second shooter on the grassy knoll gained traction due to the perceived inconsistencies in the sound of the gunshots and the eyewitness accounts. Some witnesses claim to have seen a figure with a rifle in this area, further fueling speculation. The House Select Committee on Assassinations, HSCA, concluded in its 1979 report that there was a high probability of a second gunman based on acoustic evidence from a police motorcycle radio recording. Although this evidence was later discredited by other analysts, the theory of a second shooter on the grassy knoll remains one of the most widely debated aspects of the assassination. The involvement of organized crime is another prominent theory. The Mafia had significant influence and resources, and was allegedly threatened by the Kennedy administration's efforts to crack down on organized crime. Robert F. Kennedy, who served as Attorney General during his brother's presidency, aggressively pursued cases against Mafia figures, leading some to believe that the Mafia orchestrated the assassination as retaliation. Key figures in this theory include Mafia bosses such as Carlos Marcello, Santo Trafficante Jr., and Sam Giancana. Proponents argue that these individuals had the motive, means, and opportunity to plan and execute the assassination. Some theories suggest that the Mafia collaborated with other groups, such as anti-Castro Cuban exiles or elements within the CIA, to carry out the plot. The CIA is frequently implicated in conspiracy theories surrounding JFK's assassination. Kennedy's administration had a contentious relationship with the CIA, particularly following the failed Bay of Pigs invasion and Kennedy's subsequent efforts to limit the agency's power. Some theories posit that rogue elements within the CIA, feeling threatened by Kennedy's policies and his moves towards peace with the Soviet Union, decided to eliminate him. These theories often point to Operation Mongoose, a covert CIA program aimed at destabilizing Fidel Castro's regime in Cuba, as evidence of the agency's willingness to engage in drastic actions. Additionally, figures such as CIA Director Allen Dulles, who was forced to resign by Kennedy, are sometimes cited as potential conspirators. Anti-Castro Cuban exiles, who felt betrayed by Kennedy after the Bay of Pigs invasion, are also considered potential conspirators. These exiles had strong connections to both the Mafia and the CIA, and were deeply opposed to Kennedy's approach towards Cuba and Fidel Castro. Proponents of this theory suggest that these groups, feeling abandoned by the U.S. government, might have conspired to kill Kennedy in the hopes of sparking a more aggressive U.S. policy towards Cuba. The involvement of anti-Castro Cubans is often linked to the broader theory of CIA involvement, with the exiles allegedly working in conjunction with rogue elements within the agency. Another theory involves Lyndon B. Johnson, Kennedy's vice president, who ascended to the presidency after the assassination. Some theorists argue that Johnson had the most to gain from Kennedy's death, and suggest that he might have been involved in the conspiracy. These claims are based on alleged political ambitions and supposed connections to corrupt individuals who might have had a stake in Kennedy's removal. Books such as Blood, Money, and Power, How LBJ Killed JFK, by Barr McClellan, present detailed arguments suggesting Johnson's involvement, although these claims are widely disputed and lack substantial evidence. The military-industrial complex is another group often mentioned in conspiracy theories. Kennedy's steps towards de-escalating the Cold War including his speech at American University calling for peace and his intent to withdraw from Vietnam, were seen as threats to the interests of defense contractors and military leaders. Some theories suggest that powerful interests within the military and defense industries saw Kennedy as a threat to their agenda and conspired to remove him. This theory is often tied to the broader narrative of a deep state or shadow government working behind the scenes to maintain control over U.S. foreign and domestic policy. The involvement of international actors is also a component of some conspiracy theories. For example, some suggest that Soviet or Cuban agents might have been involved in the assassination, either directly or indirectly. These theories propose that foreign governments, fearing Kennedy's actions or seeking to destabilize the U.S., played a role in orchestrating the assassination. However, these theories often rely on speculative connections and lack concrete evidence. The release of the HSCA report in 1979 added fuel to the fire. While the HSCA supported the Warren Commission's conclusion that Oswald fired the shots that killed Kennedy, it also suggested the possibility of a second gunman based on acoustic evidence. This finding was seen by many as an official acknowledgement of a conspiracy, even though the acoustic evidence was later discredited. The HSCA's conclusions did not resolve the controversy and left many questions unanswered, leading to further speculation and investigation. In addition to the aforementioned theories, there are numerous other claims and hypotheses about the assassination. Some suggest that Oswald was a patsy, set up to take the fall for a more complex plot. Others argue that Oswald had connections to intelligence agencies, either as an informant or a double agent. Theories about Oswald's time in the Soviet Union, his interactions with pro-Castro and anti-Castro groups, and his activities leading up to the assassination all contribute to the web of speculation. The release of documents related to the assassination, including those from the Warren Commission, the HSCA, and other investigations, has provided a wealth of information for researchers and conspiracy theorists alike. These documents have been scrutinized for inconsistencies, gaps, and potential evidence of a cover-up. The JFK Records Act of 1992 mandated the release of additional documents, further fueling the ongoing investigation and speculation. Despite these releases, many key documents remain classified, leading to continued calls for transparency and the complete declassification of all assassination-related records. The rise of the internet and digital media has also played a significant role in the proliferation of conspiracy theories. Online forums, social media platforms, and dedicated websites provide spaces for individuals to share their theories, research, and findings. This digital age has democratized access to information and allowed for the rapid spread of ideas, but it has also made it easier for misinformation and unverified claims to gain traction. The internet has enabled a global community of researchers and enthusiasts to collaborate and debate the various aspects of the assassination, but it has also amplified fringe theories and unfounded claims. Documentaries, films, and television programs have further popularized conspiracy theories about JFK's assassination. Oliver Stone's 1991 film, JFK, is one of the most influential examples, presenting a dramatized version of Jim Garrison's investigation and suggesting a broad conspiracy involving multiple actors. The film's release reignited public interest in the assassination and prompted renewed scrutiny of the official narrative. While Stone's film was praised for its ambitious storytelling, it was also criticized for taking significant liberties with the facts and promoting speculative theories. Books, articles, and academic studies continue to explore the assassination from various angles. Each new piece of research or reinterpretation of existing evidence seems to generate more questions than answers. The complexity of the case, the tragic loss of a beloved president, and the dramatic events surrounding the assassination and its aftermath ensure that interest in the Kennedy assassination will likely never fade. As we continue to explore the various conspiracy theories surrounding JFK's assassination, it is important to approach the subject with a critical eye and a respect for the historical context. While it is human nature to seek simple explanations for complex events, the truth is often more nuanced and multifaceted. By examining the evidence and considering multiple perspectives, we can gain a deeper understanding of one of the most significant and contested moments in American history. In the chapters that follow, we will delve deeper into the key conspiracy theories, analyze the role of the Zapruder film, examine government and media involvement, and explore scientific and forensic analyses that have shaped our understanding of the assassination. Through this journey, we aim to shed light on the enduring mysteries and controversies that continue to surround the tragic death of President John F. Kennedy. The Zapruder film stands as one of the most iconic and scrutinized pieces of evidence in the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Shot by amateur cameraman Abraham Zapruder, the film captures the horrific events of November 22, 1963, in Dealey Plaza. This 26-second silent color movie not only documented the assassination, but also became a focal point for numerous analyses and conspiracy theories. The film's frames have been dissected frame by frame, offering both compelling evidence for the official narrative and fodder for those who question it. Abraham Zapruder, a dress manufacturer in Dallas, initially did not plan to film the motorcade. However, encouraged by his secretary, he brought his 8mm Bell and Howell camera to Dealey Plaza to capture the event. Zapruder found a spot on a concrete pedestal along Elm Street, providing him with a clear view of the motorcade's path. What he recorded that day would become one of the most examined pieces of film in history. The film shows the presidential limousine as it turns onto Elm Street, proceeding at a slow pace. As the motorcade continues, President Kennedy can be seen waving to the crowd. Suddenly, the film captures the fatal moment when Kennedy is struck by gunfire. The most graphic and controversial segment of the film, frames 313 to 318, depicts the fatal headshot, showing Kennedy's head snapping back and a spray of blood. This sequence has been the subject of intense scrutiny, debate, and varying interpretations. Immediately after the assassination, Zapruder handed over his film to the authorities, recognizing its potential significance. The original film was developed, and copies were made for the Secret Service and the FBI. Life magazine quickly purchased the rights to the film for $150,000, a substantial sum at the time. The magazine published still frames from the film, but did not release the film itself, sparking public curiosity and speculation. In 1964, the Warren Commission obtained a copy of the Zapruder film as part of its investigation. The commission's analysts used the film to study the sequence of shots and the timing between them. According to the commission, the film supported the conclusion that Lee Harvey Oswald fired 3 shots from the Texas School Book Depository. However, critics argued that the film raised more questions than it answered. One of the primary points of contention is the backward motion of Kennedy's head at the moment of the fatal shot, seen in frame 313. Skeptics argue that this backward movement suggests a shot from the front, contradicting the official account that Oswald fired from behind. Proponents of the official narrative counter that the backward motion is consistent with a shot from behind due to the jet effect, the forward momentum of the bullet causing a violent backward snap of the head. The magic bullet theory also draws significant attention in analyses of the Zapruder film. This theory, posited by the Warren Commission, suggests that a single bullet struck both Kennedy and Texas Governor John Connally, who was seated in front of the president. Critics argue that the film shows Connally reacting to the shots at different times than Kennedy, implying that separate bullets hit them. This discrepancy has fueled speculation about the number of shooters and the origin of the shots. Another critical aspect of the film is the lack of clear visual evidence of a second shooter. Despite numerous witness accounts suggesting shots from the grassy knoll, the Zapruder film does not show a clear image of another gunman. However, proponents of the second shooter theory argue that the film's quality and angle might not capture all the activity in Dealey Plaza. The lack of definitive visual evidence has not dissuaded those who believe in multiple shooters. In 1975, the Zapruder film was broadcast on national television for the first time by ABC's Good Night America, hosted by Geraldo Rivera. The airing of the film shocked viewers and reignited public interest in the assassination. Seeing the brutal reality of the assassination on screen led many to question the official narrative and consider the possibility of a broader conspiracy. The film played a significant role in the House Select Committee on Assassinations, HSCA investigation. The HSCA conducted a detailed analysis of the film, using modern technology to enhance and scrutinize the footage. The committee's 1979 report concluded that there was a high probability of a second gunman based on acoustic evidence, although this conclusion was later contested. The HSCA's findings added another layer of complexity to the ongoing debate. Over the years, the Zapruder film has been subjected to various scientific and forensic analyses. Experts have used the film to reconstruct the sequence of events, analyze the trajectory of the bullets, and evaluate the movements of the people in the motorcade. These studies have produced a range of conclusions, reflecting the complexity and controversy surrounding the assassination. In the 1990s, the Assassination Records Review Board, ARRB, was established to review and release assassination-related documents. The ARRB also focused on the Zapruder film, ensuring that the original film and its copies were preserved and made accessible to researchers. The board's work highlighted the film's significance and its central role in the investigation. Digital technology has further expanded the scope of analysis. High-definition scans and digital enhancements of the film have allowed for more detailed examination of each frame. Researchers continue to use these tools to explore the film, seeking new insights and evidence. Despite advances in technology, the film's interpretation remains contentious, with different experts drawing different conclusions. The Zapruder film has also had a profound impact on popular culture and the collective memory of the assassination. It has been referenced in countless books, documentaries, and films. Oliver Stone's 1991 film, JFK, prominently features the Zapruder film, using it to support the argument for a conspiracy. The film's dramatization of the assassination and its aftermath contributed to the enduring fascination with the event and the film. The film's release and subsequent analyses have sparked numerous conspiracy theories. Some theories suggest that the film was altered or edited to hide evidence of multiple shooters. Others claim that the government has withheld crucial frames that could reveal the truth. These theories, while lacking substantial evidence, reflect the deep mistrust and suspicion that surrounds the assassination. Public interest in the Zapruder film has remained strong. In 1999, the film was declared a national treasure by the Library of Congress, recognizing its historical significance. The film's preservation and accessibility have ensured that it remains a vital piece of evidence for researchers and the public. The Zapruder film has become a symbol of the assassination and the quest for truth. It captures a moment of profound national trauma and serves as a focal point for the ongoing debate about what happened in Dealey Plaza. The film's enduring legacy is a testament to its power and the unresolved questions that continue to surround the assassination. In conclusion, the Zapruder film is a critical piece of evidence in the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Its frames have been analyzed and debated for decades, providing both support for the official narrative and fuel for conspiracy theories. The film's impact on the investigation, public perception, and popular culture is profound. As we continue to explore the various aspects of the assassination, the Zapruder film remains a central and enduring piece of the puzzle, embodying the complexities and controversies of one of the most significant events in American history. The involvement of the government and media in the aftermath of President John F. Kennedy's assassination has been a subject of intense scrutiny and debate. Many conspiracy theories hinge on the belief that official bodies either failed to uncover the truth or were complicit in a cover-up. Understanding the role of the government and media in shaping the narrative around the assassination is crucial for grasping why so many people question the official account. The Warren Commission, established by President Lyndon B. Johnson on November 29, 1963, was the first official body tasked with investigating Kennedy's assassination. Chaired by Chief Justice Earl Warren, the commission included several prominent figures, such as Congressman Gerald Ford and future President Gerald Ford. Its mandate was to ascertain the facts surrounding the assassination, evaluate the evidence, and present a report to reassure the public and restore confidence in the government. The commission conducted a thorough investigation, reviewing thousands of documents, interviewing hundreds of witnesses, and examining physical evidence. The final report, published in September 1964, concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in assassinating President Kennedy. It dismissed the notion of a conspiracy, attributing all shots to Oswald's rifle fired from the Texas School Book Depository. Despite the commission's extensive work, its findings were met with skepticism. Critics pointed to perceived inconsistencies and gaps in the report. One major point of contention was the so-called magic bullet theory, which posited that a single bullet caused multiple wounds in both Kennedy and Texas Governor John Connally. Detractors argued that this theory was implausible and suggested the presence of additional shooters. The lack of a definitive motive for Oswald's actions also fueled doubts about the commission's conclusions. Further compounding the skepticism was the murder of Oswald by nightclub owner Jack Ruby, just 2 days after the assassination. Ruby's actions prevented Oswald from standing trial, leaving many questions unanswered. Ruby's stated motives, to spare Jacqueline Kennedy the ordeal of a trial, were seen by some as insufficient explanation for his behavior. This event led to speculation that Ruby was silencing Oswald to prevent him from revealing a larger conspiracy. The media's role in disseminating information about the assassination and the Warren Commission's findings was pivotal. Major newspapers, television networks, and magazines provided extensive coverage of the assassination, the subsequent investigation, and the release of the Warren Report. Initially, much of the media coverage supported the Commission's conclusions, reflecting a general trust in governmental institutions. However, as discrepancies and alternative theories began to emerge, the media's portrayal of the assassination grew more critical. Books like Mark Lane's Rush to Judgment, which challenged the Warren Commission's findings, gained significant attention. Lane's book meticulously examined the evidence and highlighted inconsistencies, arguing that Oswald could not have acted alone. The popularity of such works indicated a growing public appetite for alternative explanations. In 1967, New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison launched his own investigation into the assassination, convinced that there had been a conspiracy involving individuals in New Orleans. Garrison's efforts culminated in the trial of local businessman Clay Shaw, who was accused of participating in the conspiracy. Although Shaw was acquitted, Garrison's investigation and subsequent book, On the Trail of the Assassins, brought significant media attention to the possibility of a conspiracy. Oliver Stone's 1991 film, JFK, which was based in part on Garrison's investigation, further popularized conspiracy theories about the assassination. The role of the media in shaping public perception of the assassination cannot be overstated. Television broadcasts, particularly the 1975 airing of the Zapruder film on ABC's Good Night America, hosted by Geraldo Rivera, played a significant role in reigniting public interest and skepticism. The film's graphic depiction of Kennedy's fatal headshot shocked viewers and led many to question the Warren Commission's findings. The broadcast of the Zapruder film marked a turning point, making the assassination a topic of renewed debate and investigation. The House Select Committee on Assassinations, HSCA, established in 1976, was another government body that played a crucial role in investigating the assassination. The HSCA's mandate was to review the evidence with the benefit of new technology and methods not available to the Warren Commission. The committee's 1979 report concluded that while Oswald fired the shots that killed Kennedy, there was a high probability of a second gunman based on acoustic evidence from a police motorcycle radio recording. This finding suggested a conspiracy, although the acoustic evidence was later contested and deemed unreliable by other analysts. The HSCA's conclusions did not resolve the controversy, but instead added another layer of complexity. The suggestion of a second shooter contradicted the Warren Commission's lone gunman theory, further fueling public doubt and speculation. The HSCA's investigation also highlighted various shortcomings in the original inquiry, including potential conflicts of interest among commission members and the exclusion of certain witnesses and evidence. Government transparency regarding the assassination has been a persistent issue. The JFK Records Act of 1992, passed in response to the surge in public interest following the release of Oliver Stone's film, JFK, mandated the declassification of assassination-related documents. The act led to the establishment of the Assassination Records Review Board, ARRB, which reviewed and released thousands of previously classified documents. Despite these efforts, many key documents remain classified, leading to continued calls for full transparency. The release of documents has provided new insights, but also raised further questions. For example, declassified CIA documents revealed the agency's surveillance of Oswald before the assassination, fueling speculation about his potential connections to intelligence agencies. Similarly, FBI files suggested that the Bureau had been aware of threats against Kennedy and Oswald, leading some to question whether the assassination could have been prevented. The media's investigative role also expanded with the advent of digital technology and the Internet. Online platforms have democratized access to information, allowing independent researchers and amateur sleuths to examine and share evidence. Websites, forums, and social media have become hubs for conspiracy theorists and researchers, facilitating the exchange of ideas and theories. However, the Internet has also enabled the rapid spread of misinformation and unfounded claims, making it difficult for the public to discern credible information from speculation. Television documentaries and series have continued to explore the assassination, often presenting new evidence or reinterpreting existing evidence. Programs such as The Men Who Killed Kennedy, a multi-part documentary series aired by the History Channel, have explored various conspiracy theories, including the involvement of the Mafia, the CIA, and anti-Castro Cuban exiles. These documentaries have contributed to the ongoing debate and have kept the assassination in the public consciousness. Books and academic studies remain a significant medium for exploring the assassination. Researchers and historians continue to publish works that analyze different aspects of the event, from ballistics and forensic evidence to the political and social context of the 1960s. Each new publication adds to the body of knowledge and often introduces new theories or critiques of existing ones. The media's portrayal of the Kennedy assassination has evolved over time, reflecting changes in public sentiment and new developments in the investigation. Early coverage largely supported the Warren Commission's conclusions, but as doubts emerged and alternative theories gained traction, the media's approach became more critical. This shift mirrors broader societal changes, including growing mistrust of government institutions and the rise of investigative journalism. The government's handling of the assassination investigation has been scrutinized for potential conflicts of interest and political motivations. Critics argue that the Warren Commission's desire to reassure the public and prevent panic quickly may have led to an incomplete investigation. The HSCA's findings of probable conspiracy, although contested, further indicate that the initial inquiry might have overlooked important evidence or avenues of investigation. The intersection of government transparency, media portrayal, and public perception has created a complex narrative around the Kennedy assassination. The government's efforts to control the narrative and maintain public confidence have often clashed with the media's role in uncovering and presenting alternative theories. This dynamic has contributed to the enduring fascination and controversy surrounding the assassination. In conclusion, the involvement of the government and media in the aftermath of JFK's assassination has been a critical factor in shaping public perception and the proliferation of conspiracy theories. The Warren Commission's findings, media coverage, and subsequent investigations have all played a role in the ongoing debate. Understanding this interplay is essential for grasping the complexities of the assassination and why it continues to captivate and divide people to this day. As we delve deeper into the scientific and forensic analyses and the enduring legacy of the event, we aim to shed light on the factors that have shaped our understanding of this pivotal moment in American history. Scientific and forensic analysis has played a crucial role in understanding and interpreting the events surrounding President John F. Kennedy's assassination. The assassination has been subjected to extensive scrutiny, with experts from various fields employing advanced technologies and methodologies to examine the evidence. These analyses have provided insights into the sequence of events, the nature of the injuries sustained by Kennedy and Texas Governor John Connally, and the plausibility of different theories about the assassination. One of the most critical aspects of the scientific analysis of the assassination is the ballistics evidence. The Warren Commission's conclusion that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone hinged significantly on the analysis of the bullets and bullet fragments recovered from the scene and the victims. Forensic experts examined the bullet trajectories, the type of ammunition used, and the damage caused by the bullets to determine their origin and path. The controversial magic bullet theory, which posits that a single bullet, Commission Exhibit 399, caused multiple wounds in both Kennedy and Connally, has been a focal point of ballistics analysis. Critics argue that the bullet's trajectory and the extent of the injuries make this theory implausible, suggesting instead that multiple shooters were involved. To address these concerns, various studies have been conducted to test the single bullet theory. For example, in the 1970s, forensic pathologist Dr. Cyril Vecht and others conducted experiments to replicate the conditions of the assassination. They used anatomical models and live fire tests to determine whether a single bullet could cause the injuries described. While these studies have produced mixed results, they have highlighted the complexities of ballistics analysis and the challenges in definitively proving or disproving the single bullet theory. Another significant area of forensic analysis is the examination of the Zapruder film. The film, captured by Abraham Zapruder, is one of the most closely analyzed pieces of evidence in the assassination. Frame-by-frame analysis of the film has been used to study the sequence of shots, the reactions of Kennedy and Connally, and the potential presence of other shooters. One of the most debated aspects of the film is the backward motion of Kennedy's head at the moment of the fatal shot, frame 313. Some analysts argue that this motion indicates a shot from the front, suggesting the presence of a second shooter. However, others contend that the motion is consistent with a shot from behind, citing the jet effect and neuromuscular reactions as plausible explanations. In the 1970s, the House Select Committee on Assassinations, HSCA, conducted a detailed analysis of the Zapruder film, using advanced technology to enhance and scrutinize the footage. The HSCA's findings included the controversial conclusion that there was a high probability of a second gunman based on acoustic evidence from a police motorcycle radio recording. This conclusion was initially supported by an analysis conducted by the firm Bolt, Beranek, and Newman, which found evidence of 4 shots, with one originating from the grassy knoll. However, subsequent analyses have challenged these findings, leading to continued debate over the film's interpretation. The HSCA also commissioned forensic pathologists to re-examine the medical evidence, including the autopsy reports and photographs. These experts reviewed the wounds sustained by Kennedy and Connally, as well as the trajectories of the bullets. The HSCA's forensic panel concluded that Kennedy was struck by 2 bullets, both fired from behind, supporting the Warren Commission's findings. However, the panel also identified several deficiencies in the original autopsy, including inadequate documentation and the failure to dissect the back and neck wounds to trace the bullet paths accurately. These shortcomings have fueled suspicions of a cover-up and have been cited by conspiracy theorists as evidence of a broader plot. Advancements in digital technology and forensic science have allowed for new analyses and interpretations of the assassination evidence. High-definition scans and digital enhancements of the Zapruder film, for example, have provided more detailed views of the events in Dealey Plaza. Researchers have used computer simulations to reconstruct the sequence of shots, the movements of the limousine, and the reactions of the individuals involved. These simulations have offered new perspectives on the assassination, but they have also underscored the complexities and uncertainties inherent in forensic analysis. One notable study using digital technology was conducted by Dr. Michael Baden, a forensic pathologist who served as chairman of the HSCA's Forensic Pathology Panel. In 2003, Baden and a team of experts conducted a detailed re-examination of the autopsy photographs and X-rays, using modern imaging techniques to analyze the wounds and bullet trajectories. Their findings supported the conclusion that Kennedy was struck by 2 bullets fired from behind, consistent with the lone gunman theory. However, Baden also acknowledged the limitations of the original autopsy and the challenges in drawing definitive conclusions from the available evidence. The study of the acoustic evidence has also evolved with advancements in technology. The police motorcycle radio recording, which the HSCA used to suggest the presence of a second shooter, has been reanalyzed using modern sound analysis techniques. Some experts, such as Dr. Thomas Canning, have argued that the recording does not provide conclusive evidence of multiple gunshots. Others, like Dr. James Barger, have supported the HSCA's initial findings, pointing to specific sound patterns that they believe indicate additional shots. The ongoing debate over the acoustic evidence highlights the difficulties in interpreting complex data and the potential for differing conclusions among experts. The examination of the physical evidence, including the rifle allegedly used by Oswald, has also been a focus of forensic analysis. The Mannlicher Carcano rifle, recovered from the Texas School Book Depository, was subjected to ballistics tests to determine its accuracy and the likelihood that it fired the fatal shots. Experts have conducted test firings to assess the rifle's performance and to replicate the conditions of the assassination. These tests have generally supported the conclusion that the rifle was capable of firing the shots within the time frame described by the Warren Commission. However, critics argue that the rifle's poor condition and the difficulty in achieving accurate shots cast doubt on Oswald's ability to act alone. The forensic analysis of the bullet fragments and shell casings recovered from the scene has provided additional insights. Metallurgical studies have examined the composition of the bullet fragments to determine their origin and match them to the ammunition used in the Mannlicher Carcano rifle. These studies have generally supported the conclusion that the fragments were consistent with the ammunition fired from Oswald's rifle. However, the presence of additional fragments and unexplained discrepancies in the evidence have fueled ongoing speculation and debate. Another critical aspect of the scientific analysis is the study of the autopsy reports and medical records. The original autopsy, conducted at Bethesda Naval Hospital, has been criticized for its handling and documentation. Key issues include the failure to trace the bullet paths, the lack of detailed photographs, and the apparent discrepancies in the descriptions of the wounds. These shortcomings have led to calls for a new autopsy or a re-examination of the existing medical evidence using modern forensic techniques. In the 1990s, the Assassination Records Review Board, ARRB, conducted a thorough review of the autopsy records and interviewed individuals involved in the autopsy. The ARRB's efforts to clarify inconsistencies and obtain missing documents highlighted the complexities of the case and the challenges in achieving a definitive conclusion. The board's work underscored the importance of transparency and the need for continued investigation and analysis. The study of the assassination has also benefited from interdisciplinary approaches, combining insights from fields such as physics, engineering, and neuroscience. Researchers have applied principles from these disciplines to analyze the bullet trajectories, the effects of gunshot wounds, and the physiological responses of the individuals involved. These interdisciplinary studies have provided new perspectives on the assassination and have contributed to a more comprehensive understanding of the events. One notable interdisciplinary study was conducted by Dr. John Latimer, a urologist and ballistics expert, who examined the medical and ballistic evidence in detail. Latimer's research, published in his book Kennedy and Lincoln, Medical and Ballistic Comparisons of Their Assassinations, supported the single bullet theory and the conclusion that Oswald acted alone. Latimer's work emphasized the importance of considering multiple lines of evidence and integrating findings from different fields to achieve a holistic understanding of the assassination. The application of forensic linguistics has also provided insights into the assassination. Researchers have analyzed the statements and testimonies of key figures, including Oswald, Ruby, and eyewitnesses, to identify inconsistencies and potential indicators of deception. These linguistic analyses have contributed to the broader investigation by highlighting areas where further scrutiny is needed and by providing additional context for understanding the events. Despite the extensive scientific and forensic analyses conducted over the years, the Kennedy assassination remains a complex and contested event. The various studies and investigations have produced a wealth of information, but they have also highlighted the limitations and uncertainties inherent in forensic science. The differing conclusions and interpretations among experts reflect the challenges in achieving a definitive resolution. As new technologies and methodologies continue to emerge, there is potential for further advancements in the study of the assassination. Future research may provide additional insights and help to resolve some of the lingering questions. However, the enduring fascination with the assassination and the deep-seated suspicions held by many suggest that the debate is likely to continue. In conclusion, the scientific and forensic analysis of the Kennedy assassination has been a critical component of the investigation and has provided valuable insights into the events of November 22, 1963. While these analyses have supported key aspects of the official narrative, they have also highlighted significant complexities and uncertainties. The ongoing debate and the pursuit of new evidence and methodologies underscore the importance of continued research and the quest for a comprehensive understanding of one of the most significant events in American history. As we move forward, the integration of interdisciplinary approaches and the application of advanced technologies will be essential in shedding further light on the assassination and its enduring mysteries. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy has left an indelible mark on American history and culture. The event has sparked an enduring fascination that spans decades, and its impact can be felt in numerous aspects of society. The legacy of JFK's assassination is multifaceted, influencing politics, culture, and the collective consciousness of the nation. This chapter explores the various dimensions of this legacy, examining how the assassination has shaped public perception, inspired countless works of art and literature, and contributed to ongoing debates about governance, transparency, and truth. One of the most profound impacts of JFK's assassination is the pervasive sense of distrust it instilled in the American public. Before the assassination, there was a general sense of optimism and confidence in the government, fueled by Kennedy's charismatic leadership and his vision for a new frontier. However, the events of November 22, 1963, and the subsequent handling of the investigation shattered this trust. The Warren Commission's conclusions were met with skepticism, and the perceived inconsistencies and unanswered questions led many to suspect a cover-up. This mistrust was exacerbated by the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal in the following years, creating a climate of cynicism and disillusionment that persists to this day. The assassination also had a significant impact on the political landscape. Kennedy's death abruptly ended his presidency and his ambitious plans for domestic and foreign policy. Lyndon B. Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, sought to continue many of his predecessor's initiatives, including the Civil Rights Act and the War on Poverty. However, Johnson's escalation of the Vietnam War marked a departure from Kennedy's more cautious approach, leading to widespread protests and a deepening divide within the country. The turmoil of the 1960s, including the assassinations of Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert F. Kennedy, further compounded the sense of instability and crisis. In the cultural realm, JFK's assassination has inspired a vast body of work, from literature and film to music and visual arts. The event has been depicted and referenced in countless novels, movies, and television shows, reflecting the ongoing fascination with the assassination and its implications. Oliver Stone's 1991 film, JFK, is one of the most notable examples, presenting a dramatized version of the events and exploring various conspiracy theories. The film's release reignited public interest and debate, illustrating the power of art to shape and reflect societal concerns. Literature has also played a crucial role in exploring the themes and questions raised by the assassination. Authors such as Don DeLillo, James Ellroy, and Norman Mailer have written extensively about JFK's death, each offering their unique perspectives and interpretations. DeLillo's novel, Libra, for example, delves into the mind of Lee Harvey Oswald and the intricate web of conspiracy theories surrounding the assassination. Ellroy's American Tabloid and Mailer's Oswald's Tale, An American Mystery, similarly investigate the complexities and contradictions of the case, highlighting the enduring intrigue and mystery. The assassination has also influenced music, with numerous songs referencing the event and its impact on the nation. Bob Dylan's Murder Most Foul, released in 2020, is a poignant reflection on the assassination and its cultural significance. The 17-minute song weaves together historical references and personal reflections, capturing the sense of loss and bewilderment that has persisted for decades. Other artists, such as Lou Reed, the Rolling Stones, and Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, have also addressed the assassination in their work, demonstrating its wide-reaching influence on American culture. In addition to its cultural impact, JFK's assassination has played a significant role in shaping public discourse about governance, transparency, and truth. The perceived inadequacies and potential cover-ups in the official investigation have led to ongoing debates about the role of government and the importance of transparency. The assassination highlighted the need for accountability and openness in government, prompting legislative changes and reforms aimed at increasing public trust. The JFK Records Act of 1992, for example, mandated the release of previously classified documents related to the assassination, reflecting the public's demand for greater transparency. The assassination has also contributed to the rise of conspiracy theories and the broader phenomenon of skepticism towards official narratives. The doubts and suspicions surrounding the event have fueled a wider culture of questioning and distrust, extending beyond the JFK case to other significant events and government actions. This skepticism has been both a source of empowerment and a challenge, fostering critical inquiry, but also giving rise to misinformation and paranoia. The legacy of JFK's assassination extends to the field of journalism and media. The event marked a turning point in the relationship between the media and the government, as journalists sought to uncover the truth and challenge official accounts. Investigative journalism flourished in the wake of the assassination, with reporters digging into the details of the case and exposing potential inconsistencies and cover-ups. This spirit of inquiry and determination to hold power accountable has continued to shape journalism, influencing how major events are reported and analyzed. In academia, the assassination has spurred extensive research and scholarship. Historians, political scientists, and other scholars have examined the event from various angles, contributing to a nuanced understanding of its causes and consequences. Academic conferences, symposia, and publications have provided platforms for rigorous analysis and debate, fostering a deeper comprehension of the assassination and its place in history. This scholarly work has also informed public discussions and policy debates, highlighting the importance of evidence-based analysis in understanding complex events. The personal and emotional impact of the assassination on individuals who lived through it cannot be overstated. For many, the event was a defining moment, shaping their worldview and sense of national identity. The shock and grief experienced by the American public were profound, and the loss of Kennedy was felt deeply by people across the country and around the world. This collective mourning and the search for meaning in the face of tragedy have been central to the enduring legacy of the assassination. Memorials and commemorations of JFK's life and legacy are a testament to his lasting impact. The John F. Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum in Boston serves as a repository of his life and work, preserving his legacy for future generations. The Eternal Flame at Arlington National Cemetery, where Kennedy is buried, stands as a symbol of his enduring influence and the nation's remembrance of his contributions. These memorials, along with countless schools, streets, and institutions named in his honor, reflect the lasting reverence for Kennedy and the ideals he represented. The assassination has also had a significant impact on the Secret Service and presidential security protocols. The events of November 22, 1963, exposed vulnerabilities in the protection of the president, leading to comprehensive reviews and reforms. The Secret Service implemented new procedures and technologies to enhance security and prevent similar tragedies. These changes have had a lasting effect on how the Secret Service operates, ensuring greater protection for future presidents and dignitaries. In the realm of public policy, JFK's assassination underscored the importance of crisis management and emergency response. The immediate aftermath of the assassination required swift action and coordination among various government agencies and officials. The successful transfer of power to Lyndon B. Johnson and the continuation of government functions demonstrated the resilience of American institutions. This experience has informed subsequent policies and practices related to national security and crisis management, ensuring preparedness for future emergencies. The legacy of JFK's assassination also extends to international relations and global perceptions of the United States. Kennedy's presidency was marked by significant foreign policy challenges, including the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Cold War, and efforts to promote peace and cooperation. His assassination was a global event, drawing reactions and condolences from leaders and citizens around the world. The sense of loss and the questions surrounding his death influenced international perceptions of the United States, highlighting both the nation's vulnerability and its resilience. In conclusion, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy has left a profound and lasting legacy on American society and beyond. Its impact can be seen in the pervasive distrust of government, the shaping of political and cultural narratives, and the ongoing debates about transparency, truth, and accountability. The event has inspired countless works of art, literature, and scholarship, reflecting the enduring fascination and mystery that surround it. The assassination has also led to significant changes in presidential security, crisis management, and public policy, ensuring greater protection and preparedness for the future. As we continue to explore and understand the complexities of this pivotal moment in history, the legacy of JFK's assassination remains a powerful reminder of the challenges and responsibilities of governance, the importance of transparency and truth, and the enduring quest for justice and understanding. The truth behind JFK's assassination may never be fully known. While conspiracy theories continue to captivate, the legacy of John F. Kennedy endures in the hearts and minds of people around the world. By exploring these theories, we seek not only to understand the past, but also to recognize the importance of critical thinking and evidence-based analysis in unraveling the mysteries of history. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of the most intriguing and debated events in modern history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Together, let's keep the conversation alive and the quest for truth ongoing.